One of the biggest lies we believe about weight loss is that one day we're going to see the number on the scale and the number we've been chasing, and we look in the mirror and we're finally going to feel happy. We're finally going to feel worthy. We're finally going to feel enough. Have you ever believed something like, when I lose 20 pounds, I am finally going to feel good? If that is you, I want you to stay till the end of this video because I don't want you to spend the next 10 years of your life making the same mistakes that I did, looking for the number to give me some sort of worth that it was never capable of providing for me. In this video, I want to share my story with you and how I spent years believing that my weight determined my worth, what kept me stuck, and the shifts that finally helped me start feeling worthy before I ever even reached my goal. So I want to tell you something. Once you've been called fat, it sticks with you like peanut butter sticks to the roof of your mouth without any water. It's like when I first heard the words, "you are fat," I couldn't unhear it. I'd look in the mirror, I'd hear it. I'd look at myself and I'd hear it. I'd look at the number on my clothes and I'd hear it. "You are fat." Repeated over and over. It's like you can't get it off, that peanut butter that's stuck, and you just need that water. At 15 years old, my high school softball coach looked me in the eyes and told me, "You're too fat to play softball." And in less than 5 days later, sitting in class, when I asked a friend to hang out with me that weekend, she's like, "I'm super sorry, Leslie, but you're too fat to hang out with our group." And for the longest time, those words controlled my life. "You are fat." That's the lens I looked through. I'd look in the mirror, "You're fat." I look at my clothes, "You're fat." I didn't diet my whole entire high school career because I wanted to feel better. I dieted because I was fat. I dieted because I just wanted to fit in. The goal wasn't health. The goal was don't be fat. And when your brain focuses on don't be fat, all it keeps hearing is fat, 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 fat. Everything I did was around escaping that identity. And here's what's wild. I actually graduated after diet upon diet upon diet, weighing more than I did on the day that I had both my daughter and my son. Looking back now, I can see this was the first place I needed to make a major change. I had to stop the conversation inside of my own head, and I had to ask myself, what does fat even mean to me? Am I fat according to the scale, according to the world standards, according to the size of my clothes? Because every time I picked up a piece of clothes, I could barely get the size I needed. So, am I living to my own standards or to the society standards? What am I believing here? Because what I understood is that I needed to take control of the word fat. I mean, PHAT, fat is a good thing, right? I had to take that into my own hands. If you're thinking right now, like, what is my definition of fat? What is my definition of health? I really encourage you to go below this video and to pick up the food relationship reset because you're going to be able to come into like, what is health for me? What is fat for me? What is the world for me? You're going to be able to understand what food, your body, and all these things are for yourself. So if you need that deep dive, please feel free to grab that right below. But then as I went to college, my goal changed a little bit, right? It was like, okay, I understand now what the fat is, but it's not that I don't want to be fat. It's that I need to become skinny. I'm in this new world and I have to just be skinny. If I could be skinny, I'll fit in, I'll belong, I'll be accepted. And so I did everything I possibly could. I over exercised. I ate like 200, 300, 400 calories a day. I punished myself. I thought punishment would finally get me there. And eventually I reached the weight, the number I'd been chasing. But here's the crazy part. Nothing changed. I still felt terrible about myself. Even though I had a boyfriend and I was doing the things, I was more insecure than I ever thought I was before, especially because I had no idea how to keep it. I mean, I did it eating 200 to 400 calories a day, and that was just not sustainable. So I just kept moving the goal. I have to lose more weight. I have to understand this. Now, at this time, I'm going to school to be a dietitian and a personal trainer. So there was much going on in my head. But it was around now when I was using all these things that I started to ask myself, what's going on here? Why is it that like the scale has never been better, but I still feel terrible? What is happening below the surface that I still don't even feel good? And then I became a dietitian, right? So now I'm a dietitian, a personal trainer. I have a master's degree. I'm working in the United States government. I'm a dietitian in the United States Navy. I have the weight. I had the degrees. I had the credentials. I had the knowledge. And people came to me wanting to know, What do I eat? How do I eat? Tell me how to eat. Tell me how to drink. Tell me what to do. I just need you to tell me how to do it, and I will follow it. And they believed that doing this will finally give them the number and it will finally get them to where they want to go. And I understand because I watched woman after woman, man after man, people, person after person believe exactly what I believed. And I realized this wasn't just my story, it's our story. That's one of the reasons why food relationship reset, shameless sustainable health exists because we don't know real life wellness. We know what we're taught, the mold we have to fit because that's how society works. Take this, do this, follow this, and you will get there. But that's not how it's going to work for us. It's real life, sustainable health, shameless health that's going to help you to hear yourself again and reconnect to your body. So, as I started to work with women, I started asking a different question. Not why do you want to lose the weight, but what's underneath it? What's underneath wanting to lose the weight? And women would say, I want to play with my kids. I want my husband to look at me the way that he used to. I want more energy. But what I found is underneath that, there was still fear. Fear they weren't enough. Fear they wouldn't be loved. Fear they couldn't keep up with their kids. Fear that their kids would make fun of them. Fear of not fitting in their own family because they were overweight. Fear that their husband wouldn't look at them with the same eyes because of what had changed. And just like Joseph Murphy says, in the power of your subconscious mind, true thinking is free from fear. If fear is driving, it's hard to make decisions that can create peace. We're only going to create more fear. So we have to back it up and get to what is it you really want. So as I started to drive the car with what do I want, I became a mom. And I remember looking at my daughter on the day she was born and thinking, I don't want you to have my inner voice. And that moment, I felt it wasn't coming from fear, it was coming from true love. I want this little girl to grow up knowing she is worthy because she is. Because she's a human on this earth, she is worthy enough, and nothing can take that from her. So I started to shift and to look within again because your worth is not your weight. Your worth is that you're human here. So I started asking even better questions. What's really going on with me and my weight? What's the truth here? What does health mean to me? What's my body communicating to me? And when the old voice would show up, I placed one hand on my heart and one hand on my belly, and I'd remind myself, my body and I are on the same team. The voice still shows up to this day. I can look at myself in a bikini or look at myself and compare myself to other people, but it doesn't get to drive anymore. The voice has to take a back seat. I get to drive. So little by little, I interrupted that mirror conversation. I asked different questions. I stopped trying to become the woman who finally deserved to care for herself. And I started being the woman who loved herself enough to care for herself along the way. And that shifted everything. That's why I have food relationship reset. That's why I have shameless sustainable health. So women cannot find another meal plan, another supplement, another pill, but so they can stop fighting themselves and finally become one with their bodies. So if you've been waiting until you lose the weight to finally feel enough, I hope this video gives you permission to stop waiting. Your weight is not your worth. The scale is not your worth. Your body is not an enemy. Your body is with you. Shame and punishment is not a health strategy. Come back home to yourself. You've got this.